Okay, just thinking out loud video for the purposes of vlog of no interest to anyone but possibly future me. But here we go. So yeah, what am I doing at the moment is kind of procrastinating a little bit. I mean, I'm working and I'm doing stuff. I'm not just sitting there doing nothing. But at the same time, I'm thinking about this quite a lot. But I've been like, right, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna go about this? So the reason for that, I've been put into like a little bit of a dilemma where I'm like, I really like the way Lumen's looking, but obviously I've had to sacrifice like the resolution and stuff like that. But then anyway, so with Lumen, I would at least like it to be an option, and then to be able to do everything I can to make it as performant as possible. Because I would like it to be used. I would like to use Lumen. It is cool, and it'd be nice to not have to do the baked lighting. So I mean, one of the things that sort of put me in a bit of a bind is the fact that when it comes to Lumen, you've got to make. It super complicates the whole process for level design, because I was just going to throw together, some rooms and stuff like that, like I've been doing with the maze that I made or was starting to make and stuff like that, and that was all kind of easy in hindsight. But now with Lumen, you need to make all the surfaces with individual static meshes. So I can't just have a big box. It needs to be a floor, a ceiling, a wall, a wall, a wall, a wall. Yeah. So I mean, it sounds like stuff that would be easy enough, but like I don't know how to do that. So I've been trying to figure out, and I've got a way that seems to be like not too taxing on the brain or tedious. So I'm kind of getting there where I made this box, and all the walls line up, and it was kind of easy to make, and I know how to do it again. And not only that, but I can copy and paste these walls and scale them down, and then I can use them as like a modular building block. But then when it gets to more complicated room shapes and stuff like that, I'm not so sure. But I think that's a pretty good step forward. And not just that, but like I've got quite a lot of light going on right now, and it is dealing with it pretty well. But then there's also the materials. So the different materials are going to be more performant than others. So I need to look into what's going to be the most. Like, obviously, I want to make my own materials. These are ones from the starter content, and they're pretty cool. Although I have to say the wood one there doesn't look too great at the moment with the Lumen. But especially, oh sorry, yeah, I'm going on like tangent after tangent. But yeah, I want to make my own materials, and there's a couple of things to say about that. But I wanted to just mention briefly, like you'll notice, like if I start heading towards the other side of the room, Lumen starts behaving differently. So that's it, kind of like kicked in. So it's got like, I don't know, I'm going to say distance fields, but I'm pretty sure that's specific terminology that isn't relevant to this. It might be, but you can see what I mean. Like the closer I get, it's sort of like Lumen kicks into like a higher resolution of Lumen working or whatever. So I need to look into that, how to make it as good as possible. Honestly, I don't really care too much about the way the light looks a bit splotchy. I don't really mind too much. So I'm willing. I don't know. Anyway, I think I just really don't want to do baked lighting. I would like to do all the lighting real time. That would be freaking sick, dude. So, right. What else? Yeah, materials. So, I feel like there's loads of cool things like gonna be like on the horizon with Unreal Engine. So I feel like I've joined at a good time or a bad time, or too early or the right time. But better late than never, and better early than I don't know. I think what am I trying to say here? So one of the coolest things that they're going to be doing is bringing in this materials thing where you can. I don't know how to explain this, but I get what's cool about it. So I think I'll try and explain it. So I'm sure anyone who's following Unreal Engine stuff has probably already seen this because it's kind of a big deal. It's like they're making a big fuss about it because they got a lot of big stuff going on. To quote Roger from American Dad. So the material, you can have like a matte surface and a metal surface. Like imagine all the so you can see we've got the tile texture up close here, but then the one, what am I trying to say? You can't have two different types of materials in one that behave the way they're supposed to. Like, so a metal surface that's got like maybe tar splatters on it, and that tar would be more matte or whatever, or anyway, that's it now that's going to be a thing, and it's going to lead to some really interesting, cool materials. While it's going to be more complicated to do, it sounds pretty, excuse me, pretty freaking sick. So, that's one thing. Also, right, I can't even believe this, but like I read that right now, Unreal Engine is only utilizing 2 cores. I was like, what, dude? That's gross. That is disgusting. I don't know what the full story is there because I don't think that is the case. That surely can't be the case. But so I think in the next build, certainly I think there's some big work going on when it comes to making it more utilize your processor better. So that's cool, because I understood that I wanted to like separate the physics from the thrusters from the main game threads, but threads isn't cores. And then when I heard that they only use 2 cores, I was like, is this for real? Is that really? No, that can't be. There must be more to that, but there's something about that. So anyway, well, I mean, imagine that was the case. I've got like 24 billion cores in my CPU, and it's only using 2 of them, and then unlock all that potential. And I'm pretty sure that the software ray tracing for Lumen's done by the CPU. Anyway, I really hope that that's as good as it sounds, because that would be so cool. Anyway, so that's kind of what I'm doing at the moment. I want to build a level, and it's giving me a few hurdles and learning curves, which is to be expected. Going from knowing absolutely nothing, kind of expect to run into several roadblocks. But then once I get to that point where I do have a little level, because that's now really what I'm focused on, then I want to go back and like, I really need to be able to do all the stuff that I've done like from scratch without looking at a tutorial or referring to the stuff that I've made already. Like I want to be able to, I kind of get what I've done and how I've set this stuff up, but I think I would have a hard time doing it from scratch myself, without referring to anything. Some of it I could. So I'm just looking to get to that point where I've got a really good grasp of all the stuff that I've been trying to do, and then because it's all super good foundational stuff. Like if I can understand all that stuff well, it's going to really help for everything that I want to do. Which isn't much, to be honest. Yeah, like, I mean, we're already almost done with the extent of my imagination here. But yeah, just a little level to go through and shoot guys. That would be freaking cool. Yeah. Right. So I think that is all for now.